Would you believe that some of the most dangerous creatures on the planet are so small, you could hold them in the palm of your hand? Sounds impossible, right? But it's real. Hidden across rainforests, coral reefs, cities, and even your own backyard are tiny animals equipped with venom, neurotoxins, and biological weapons powerful enough to stop a human heart, shut down the lungs, or melt muscle tissue in minutes. And stay until number 1 because the smallest creature on this list is so deadly, it kills more people every year than lions, snakes, sharks, and crocodiles combined. Welcome back to Top Wonder, the place where we uncover the deadliest, strangest, and most unbelievable creatures on Earth. Today, we're counting down 10 of the deadliest animals smaller than your hand. These creatures aren't big, they don't roar, they don't chase. But what they lack in size, they make up for with lethal efficiency. From venom-paxy slugs to spiders capable of shutting down your nervous system, these tiny killers prove one thing: danger doesn't need size. Let's begin. Number 10. Deathstalker Scorpion. Under the moonlit deserts of North Africa and the Middle East, the Deathstalker scorpion glows a ghostly green under UV light, a warning nature gives too late. This creature barely reaches to 0.5 inches long, but inside its tiny tail is a venom cocktail designed to overwhelm the human nervous system. Its sting begins like a bee sting, sharp, sudden, manageable, but within minutes, waves of pain surge through the body, followed by numbness, muscle spasms, and difficulty breathing as the venom binds to nerve receptors. For children, the elderly, or anyone allergic, a single sting can trigger pulmonary edema and cardiac arrest. In 2017, a child in Algeria collapsed within an hour of being stung and died before reaching the hospital, despite being stung by one of the smallest scorpions in the region. The terrifying twist: Deathstalkers aren't aggressive, they're simply everywhere. And one accidental step is all it takes. Number 9. Juvenile Brazilian Wandering Spider. If an adult Brazilian wandering spider is one of the most venomous spiders in the world, imagine how dangerous the juveniles are: small, fast, unpredictable, and capable of delivering the same powerful neurotoxin. These spiders are no bigger than a coin, hiding in bananas, boots, firewood, and sometimes even clothing. Their venom attacks the nervous system, causing intense pain, loss of muscle control, and in severe cases, paralysis of the respiratory system. In 2019, a delivery worker in São Paulo was bitten by a juvenile wandering spider hiding in a shipment box. He thought it was an ant bite, until his muscles locked up and breathing became nearly impossible. The twist: juveniles are more likely to inject a full dose of venom because they lack control, making them even more dangerous than the adults. Number 8. Juvenile Pufferfish. A baby pufferfish can fit entirely on your palm, adorable, slow-moving, almost harmless looking. But even at just a few centimeters in length, its organs contain tetrodotoxin, a poison up to 1,200 times more potent than cyanide. One juvenile pufferfish carries enough toxin to kill several people. What makes it terrifying is that there is no antidote. Victims experience numbness, dizziness, slurred speech, then gradual paralysis. Their mind stays fully conscious, trapped inside a body that can no longer move or breathe. Multiple fishermen in the Philippines have died after handling small pufferfish, unaware that even a tiny amount of toxin on the hands could be absorbed through open skin or enter the body through food contamination. The twist: the younger the pufferfish, the harder it is to detect, and the easier it is to underestimate. Number 7. Sydney Funnel Web Spider. In the forests around Sydney, Australia, hides one of the most dangerous spiders on Earth, small enough to stand on a coin but powerful enough to stop a grown man's heart. The Sydney funnel web spider has fangs strong enough to pierce fingernails and venom that contains a atrachotoxin, a compound that forces the nervous system into overdrive. Within minutes of a bite, victims experience sweating, drooling, uncontrollable muscle spasms, and dangerously high blood pressure. Without treatment, the heart and lungs quickly begin to fail. In 1981, a young boy was bitten and collapsed within 15 minutes. His life was saved only because the antivenom arrived just in time, but many victims before him weren't as lucky. The twist: funnel web spiders can survive underwater for hours, hiding in pools, shoes, or garden debris. Number 6. Irukandji jellyfish Carukia burnesi. This creature, the definition of deadly small. The Irukandji jellyfish is the size of a fingernail, nearly invisible in water, yet its sting triggers a medical crisis known as Irukandji syndrome. Victims often don't feel anything at first. No pain, no burn, just a slight prick they dismiss. But 20 to 40 minutes later, the real nightmare begins: crushing back pain, vomiting, skyrocketing blood pressure, difficulty breathing. A sense of impending doom so intense victims begged doctors to kill them. One Australian woman who survived described it as 100 times worse than childbirth. The twist? Scientists still don't fully understand why the venom causes psychological collapse, making this creature both mysterious and deadly. And don't go anywhere, because the top 5 creatures on this list don't just kill quickly. Some of them kill so silently that victims don't even realize what is happening until their organs begin to fail. Number 5. Maricopa harvester. And the Maricopa harvester looks like a normal red ant, tiny, slow-moving, almost harmless. But its venom is chemically one of the most powerful insect toxins on the planet. A single sting feels like fire under the skin. But as the venom spreads, it begins destroying muscle tissue, disrupting nerve signals, and triggering excruciating pain that can last for hours. In rare cases, multiple stings can cause convulsions, paralysis, or deadly anaphylaxis. Researchers calculated that pound for pound, this ant's venom is more toxic than the venom of a cobra. In Arizona, several pets have died after stumbling onto harvester ant nests, collapsing minutes after being stung repeatedly. The twist: they don't bite unless provoked, which means most victims never see the danger until they're already on top of the nest. Number 4. Australian paralysis tick. Barely larger than a sesame seed, the Australian paralysis tick is a silent assassin. It doesn't inject venom aggressively like snakes or spiders. Instead, it secretes a neurotoxin while feeding slowly on the victim's blood. As hours pass, the toxin spreads, legs weaken, speech slurs, breathing becomes shallow. Eventually, full-body paralysis sets in. Several children in Australia have required ventilators after their lungs stopped functioning, all from a tick no bigger than a grain of rice. In 2020, a woman's dog died after she failed to notice a single tick hiding under its collar, the paralysis spreading too quickly for treatment. The twist: ticks don't cause pain when they bite, making them the ultimate attach and kill slowly predator. Number 3. Flower urchin. Beautiful, colorful, and often picked up by tourists, the flower urchin is among the most dangerous echinoderms on Earth. Each spine is tipped with a venomous capsule that releases a neurotoxin capable of causing shock, muscle paralysis, and respiratory failure. Victims describe the sensation as instant, overwhelming pain followed by numbness and uncontrolled muscle contractions. Severe envenomation can lead to unconsciousness or drowning. In one tragic incident, a diver in the Red Sea brushed against a flower urchin and lost control of his limbs underwater, drowning before his team could reach him. The twist: the urchin's beauty is its camouflage. The more attractive the specimen, the deadlier it often is. Number 2. Blue dragon sea slug. Also known as Glaucus atlanticus, the blue dragon sea slug is small, mesmerizing, and deadly. This tiny creature floats on the ocean surface, feeding on highly venomous jellyfish, including the Portuguese man-o'-war. But instead of being harmed, it stores the jellyfish's venom inside its own tissues, concentrating it into an even more potent form. Anyone who touches a blue dragon might receive a sting far stronger than the original jellyfishes. Victims experience searing pain, blistering, and in extreme cases, difficulty breathing and cardiac complications. In 2021, beachgoers in Australia reported multiple stings from blue dragons washed ashore after storms, tiny creatures delivering massive pain. The twist: the slugs look harmless and are often picked up by curious children. Number 1. Pygmy poison dart frog. Standing barely 1 inch tall, the pygmy poison dart frog is one of the most lethal animals on the planet. Its skin secretes batrachotoxin, a compound so deadly it prevents nerves from transmitting signals. Touching it can kill, handling it can kill, ingesting even micrograms is fatal. Victims experience paralysis so complete that even the diaphragm, the muscle that keeps you alive, stops working. Death occurs from respiratory failure, while the mind stays fully aware. Indigenous tribes once used the toxin from larger relatives to coat blogan darts, capable of dropping animals instantly. Even the tiny pygmy species carries enough poison to kill several humans. The twist? These tiny frogs don't even know they are dangerous. The toxin comes from the insects they eat. So, which of these tiny creatures shocked you the most? The blue dragon that weaponizes another animal's venom? The funnel web spider hiding in shoes and gardens? Or the Irukandji jellyfish, smaller than your fingernail, but capable of shutting down the human body? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Top Wonder, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next countdown from the wild, deadly, and unbelievable world of nature.